He's like, okay, I'm seeing you this date, this date, this date. He named 3 dates. I was like, oh, okay. No, but I like it. I love that you're making it known that you want to see me. Off rip, I didn't want it to be too much. Nah.
No, it's too late now. A ball rolling.
Welcome back, Motivation Nation. This your host, Eric Gordon. Listen, she's talking about dating a low effort man or a man having low effort or something. Here we about to find out. Let's get into it.
Dealing with a very low effort and childish man. Story time on how I knew I was dealing with a very low effort and childish man. Long story short, we met this one time at an event and it was a really good event. But the first red flag was he always stared at me. He never came up to me. And to me, if you do that, you don't like me. You don't want me. I'm going to go about my business. But
Hold on a second, man. I know we 22 seconds in, but I got to stop this. If you're at an event and it's not a singles event and he's looking at you, he may find you attractive, but he still has to assess the scene and make sure you're not there with someone. You're like your husband or your potential boyfriend. You have to be extremely careful in public settings approaching people at events that you don't know. So that's not a red flag, man. But let me let you go on. But I got to stop right there because that's just too much.
towards the end of the event, he actually saw me, ran up to me, and we started conversating, hitting things off. We exchanged numbers, blah, blah, blah. Right? A few days later, I hear from him. We're hitting things off. Conversation is good. The next day, he's like, when am I seeing you? Right? And so I tell him my upcoming schedule for the next week. He's like, okay, I'm seeing you this date, this date, this date. He named 3 dates. I was like, oh, okay. No, but I like it. I love that you're making it known that you want to see me. Off rip, I didn't want it to be too much. Nah. It was the day I was supposed to see him and we were supposed to hang out, but I didn't receive any plans the day before, the day I did not receive any plans. So it's 5 o'clock p.m. I hear from him. He's like, hey, what are you doing? To me, I want to cut you off. But when I consulted when I consulted with my team of counselors, they told me to not be so cut off heavy and just to hear him out. Red flag. Shouldn't have listened to my counselors, but I did. Hey, how are you? Playing it cool? He was like, well, I still want to see you tonight. Da da da. I'm gonna hit the gym first, and then we can do something. 2 red flags. The gym is not your priority on the day you plan to see me. I don't care. You should have done that in the morning time. You should have done that at any other time than the time you're supposed to see me. Red flag. Something. What do you mean something? No. So you don't have anything planned? I'm out. That's enough for me. Being we just met and I don't want to be so cut off heavy and I'm learning to try and soften my heart and be more open-minded despite the things that people are doing that I don't like. I end up falling asleep because to me I was just like, okay, and then I fall asleep. A few days later he hits me up to hang out and it's kind of the same pattern. He doesn't have anything planned, very last minute, and I don't like that. I feel like when you're pursuing somebody or you're making it an effort that you want that person, the least you could do is make a plan. To me, I don't think that.
Hold on, let me stop you. Ma'am, if you talk to your team, your council, and all of this, I would think that someone in your council should tell you that you guys should be having conversations because it sounds to me like you guys aren't communicating at all, except for when he's attempting to set up a date with you. And it doesn't sound like you guys had much communication before this date because you would know a little bit more about this guy. But I do agree with you as far as, okay, if you're trying to go out with somebody, you should already have at least something planned, and the gym should have either been taken care of before, but that shouldn't be something slowing you down from going on a date with somebody that you're interested in. But all of this goes back down to communication, and every relationship, friendship, whatever you want to call it, it all has to start and it's going to be carried through conversation. And that's not something that she's having with this guy. These are just random meetups, what it sounds like. But let me let her go on.
So hard-headed. I don't think that's stubborn to me or shallow. I know men are a little different, but we can't keep using that as an excuse. The main thing was me. You're not going to shove these low effort habits on me. The type of girl I am, you're not about to derail my value or like how I knew he was very childish. He would definitely try to show off. Most of the people I would find him around, he would be acting a different way with them than he would with me. I feel like you're kind of showing me your true colors, but most of all, you're not being true to who you are. And I think that's the ultimate form of being childish. You don't know who you are. You just pick a random person with every person you're with. I don't like that. But ladies, if you're dealing with a low effort man, the low effort will never change. And it's not just with him. However you get them is definitely how they're going to be with you. Unless they just had they just did a quantum jump, went to the quantum realm, shook hands with the Avengers, and came back to you and just snapped back into it. So how you get them is how they will treat you. Don't let anyone treat you weird. And you have the power to walk away whenever you want. Remember that. Peace, love, and applesauce. Bye.
Well, there's a lot of context missing in this story time, so it's a lot of stuff that I'm confused about at this point because I don't hear anything about you guys having any level of communication before these two said dates. So I don't know how you think. I'm confused with the timeline that I'm in, and if it's your first time seeing me, I tell people this all the time. I'm like Marty McFly on Back to the Future. I'm in the wrong timeline, and I'm trying my hardest to get back to the timeline that I'm from because I understand things much better there. I just don't understand what's on this timeline. I don't understand how it works because in this timeline, people go out on dates with people that they don't talk to, that they may have met on a dating app and had no further communication with that person from that point on. And then they set up a date and they're going on a date with a complete stranger. And don't get me wrong, after you meet someone and have communications with them, they're still a stranger, but at least you know more about them. I don't understand how you meet somebody on the app, have one text message, and then set up a date and we never talk leading up to that. That doesn't resonate with me. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't see how people can go on a first date with somebody that they met and on a Monday and then they scheduled to go out on a Friday and they never spoke to them at all during the time between Monday and the date. I don't get it. I don't understand it. That's just too awkward for me. I wouldn't even feel comfortable doing that. If I can't talk to you as we're leading up to the date to get to know you, because how do you even know what that person likes, or how do you even know where to schedule the date? How do you know anything about this? At that particular point, you would only be scheduling a date based on what it is that you like, and that person may not like it because you haven't even talked to that person. And to me, I believe that's why we're having so many horrible story times and so much miscommunication is because people are not communicating. The key to a healthy relationship is communication. It's not looks, it's not sex, it's none of those things. If you can't communicate with your partner, I don't care about none of it. Communication and finance are the two things that are going to ruin your relationship. And if you don't have those two things in line, nothing else is going to matter. Believe it. That's just the bottom line here. So with this, it's a lot of context missing, but based on what she told me, I hear a lack of communication. So when there's a lack of communication, everything's going to go haywire from there. And in this particular case, everything went haywire. So my advice on this situation is next guy you meet, at least try to have some conversations with him. And then that would have knocked him out of the runnings off the muscle because you would have seen what he valued and what was important to him. But anyway, it's just my 2 cents on it. It's time for you guys to jump down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this video and what it is that she said. And do you agree with what she's saying on this? And how do you feel about low effort? Because I'm not sure if that's particularly low effort as much as they don't communicate. So he's basically doing whatever it is that he wants to do. So I don't necessarily know if that has to do with the effort as much as it has to do with them two not being on the same page and communicating properly. But that's just my 2 cents. It's your turn to weigh in on this. If you've watched this far, hit that hype button. It helps the channel. We're growing. It's all because of you. Hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed, and hit that like button. And as I tell you guys each video, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out.